Hello everyone, Caleb with Danzy Design Build here today, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the preliminary things that we take care of before we start into a design. So if you're looking to build an addition onto your home, or you're looking to add a detached garage or a ADU, an accessory dwelling unit on your property, there are some things that we need to look into before we start actually drawing plans and getting into that end of the design. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the building setbacks and those requirements that your property has. So we'll be looking at what the setbacks are, and then typically on the sides of the lot, they're going to be smaller than the back and the front. A lot of times in the front yard, it can be 25, 30 feet. And then the sides can be anywhere from 3 to 10 feet, just depending on the neighborhood and the city and the zoning. So once we have those figured out, the next thing that we're going to be looking at verifying is the PUEs, which are the public utility easements. And those are essentially our agreements or rights to that portion of your property that's been given to the utility companies that provide services to the neighborhood, so that they can run those lines and maintain the utilities for your home and for your neighbors. So what we can do a lot of times is, if there's a utility, let's say for example that you have a 5-foot setback on the side of your property and you have a 10-foot public utility easement, sometimes I have found that they don't actually have any utilities installed in that easement of 10 feet or anywhere on the side of the home. And so what we can do is actually go through and get written permission, relinquishing their rights, and that they sign those off and give those back to the homeowner or the property owner, so that then we can use that space up to the actual building setback requirements set by the city to build with and actually put a building there. And then that can really actually help gain a lot more space and increase the possibilities of what you can build, or the size that you can build on your property. So the next thing that we are going to be looking at doing is verifying the height requirements. Now, this is more applicable when you have a detached structure more than if you're doing an addition. So with a detached structure, whether it's a garage or an ADU with a living space inside there, the height is typically going to be 30 to 35 feet high, or the height of the existing home, whichever is lower. So basically, if you have a house that's 27 feet tall, that elevation is what we're going to be required to design up to, so that the new structure is up to that height or less, even though otherwise they would have allowed, 30 to 35 feet. And that just varies a little bit by each city and their codes. So those are some of the first things that we're looking at when we get into a new design. And then I wanted to show you what some of those look like. So let me turn my camera around here and we'll get going on that. So this is one example of a property that we are doing some design on. And here it's showing the neighbors' properties and their lots. And back here on this corner, you'll actually see here that it says there's a 6-foot PUE, public utility easement. So right there is where we would not be able to build. And then that public utility easement comes across on the side yard. Again, it is 6 feet again. So that's the setback that we're working with as far as the public utility easements. And then I also wanted to show you a different property. This one actually has a 30-foot setback on the rear. So the rear of the property has a 30-foot setback back here, as well as a 30-foot setback on the front yard, and as well as the side yard. So that really limited us down as to what we could, the amount of yard that we could actually build and put a building on. So this is the space that we initially had considered, and then we were able to extend that back all the way to this rear setback as well. So we're maximizing the amount of space that they could use on their property. So that's a little bit about the setbacks and the public utility easements. And then also we are checking for the height. And so this particular structure is a 24, this red line is 24 foot 2.5 inches high. And so that is the height that we're designing to. And the benefit that we can do here is if the lot's on a hill, we can actually build up to the height of the house, even though the new structure may be actually taller, but because it's built on a lower ground level, just so long as it doesn't pass the peak of the home, that is allowable in a lot of situations. So that is a little bit about how we get set up to actually be able to start drawing plans, so that what we draw is actually going to be allowable by the city, meet all the requirements, and then of course meet the customer's needs as well. So if you need help with building onto your home, or building an ADU, building a detached garage, or doing home remodeling, we have some resources on our website that you can download, and you can reach out to us on our website as well. Love to talk to you. So thanks for your time today. Have a great rest of your day. See ya.